Welcome, my Libras, to your December monthly zodiac sign reading. I'm Christine. If you're new here, welcome to this channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. We are going to dive in and take a look at what's in store for you this month, December. And we will use some tarot and oracle cards. So let's get started. I already shuffled these, but I always give them a little quick shuffle. What do my Libras need to know, please, for the month of December? Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, Four of Cups. Some of you are cutting out. Some of you have evolved. It's like a balancing out. Some of you are focused on yourself, or will be in this month. And there's strong boundaries here. Some of you are cutting out people, especially with the Four of Cups. You're like, nope. And we got Eight of Cups too at the bottom. Yeah, you're elevating. You're cutting out people. Any time wasters, anything that is not supporting you, you're cutting out. Okay, we got Page of Wands, Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Four of Wands, more fire energy. Six of Swords, Air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Interesting. There's several things coming to me here right now. For those of you that are in relationships, we could say communities too. There's a tightening of bonds, an elevation of this, leveling up. I feel like things are growing. You're growing closer. There's greater intimacy, shared vulnerabilities. There's a closeness coming together here with this energy. I feel like there's also an opportunity to connect more to like-minded people. For those that are in romantic partnerships, I feel like this speaks of going up the next level. It's going to look very different for everyone. There's some type of the word just escaped me. It's like a commitment, a further commitment in the relationship. For those of you that are single and that are interested in dating or looking, this is another opportunity that I feel where things could evolve quite suddenly and quickly, actually, particularly with this fire energy. I feel like there's opportunities for folks to connect and to ask you out, or vice versa, and things could elevate, could develop faster than you realized. I feel like many of you are focused on finding very soul-aligned folks that share in your same vision, that share in your same values. There's a synergy here. Someone who also shares perhaps in your spiritual, we'll just say spiritual beliefs and growth. It doesn't have to be the same, but you're wanting someone that wants to grow with you. Community-wise, romantic partnership or potential partnership. This could include friends too with the community. There's another message that I got here, and this is about leveling up. This is about turning the table on yourself, putting the focus on you. I get this strongly here. There's an energy here for my Libras in December where you're not putting up with crap, with BS. This has been a continuous theme with several air signs. I feel like there has been a huge level of growth, development, and maturity in your own journey. It's not comparing you to anyone else, but it's as if you've connected, you've synced, like a USB syncing into the computer. You've synced in to how you've grown. You could call it ascension, you can call it an up-leveling, an upgrade. There's something that you've received, downloads or messages, that has shifted how it is that you want to continue working with and in relationships. Boundaries have been key. Many of you have really identified your boundaries and up-leveled them. This was at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like this is something that has been happening, like under the radar. I feel like you're also very discerning who you let into your bubble. This reminds me of a gatekeeper. or even a guard. In some communities, they have guards, and you can't get in unless you have a pass or a code or a button thing, or you have to go through the guard themselves. Some of you are gatekeeping access to yourself. You're not allowing anyone in anymore unless you approve. Because I feel, especially with the 4 and 8 of Cups underneath that, you've had a lot of disappointments with all types of relationships. But I feel here the energy, many of you are focused on your own inner glow up. There's a huge energy of really asking yourself, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? And putting that towards you. Some of you are simply seeking balance, and I get that with the 4 of Wands. It's as if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're asking, you know what? We're at this point in our life. What do we want? The 555 stayed. Some of you may be seeing that. It just stayed really intently. You may be asking yourself, what do I really want right now? Because I sense a little bit of, not, it's like solitude, but it's intentionally working on yourself behind the scenes, perhaps in silence. It's taking back your time and energy from time wasters, things that just didn't work, especially with other people, and you're putting it on yourself. So again, these are some different messages that are coming through because I am tapping into collective energies. Your other card was 6 of Swords. So this speaks to me about moving away, leaving anything that simply wasn't resonating where you're at. I sensed, especially with the Temperance card and King of Swords, some of you have had to cut people out, have had to cut, it could be belief systems because they've changed, but I feel like you've cut out groups or certain people here because of how you wanted to grow, what you wanted to do, and also what you were receiving back. There was disappointment here. Things didn't work out. Underneath that, we have Queen of Cups and the Sun. So I feel like the underlying message here is refocusing your attention on you. You know that saying, energy flows where attention goes? It's like that. Some of you are moving away from certain belief systems, mindsets, and group dynamics that you may have engaged in for a long time, or you may have been a part of. And I'm sensing that it has to do, it's almost like being fired up, lit up. You know, when you get excited to start a goal, to start something, you have a lot of that focus and concentrated energy, and you just feel excited, jazzed up. This is what I'm sensing. The further away you remove yourself from situations and people that you know you don't vibe. That's it. You can leave it at that. Or that perhaps you've cut away. The more of that you can put on yourself. And I feel like that's where the growth is coming in December. There's a cleaning up energy here too. Let me see here. Can we clarify the 6 of Swords, please? Thank you. Oh, we got 3 cards. We got 3 of Pentacles, Earth energy, the Lovers, Gemini, 10 of Swords. Virgo got this. Wow. Okay, this was clarifying the 6 of Swords. Some of you, again, this is peopling energy. Some of you are moving away from certain communities. It could be relationships like pairs. There's an ending here. So that may mean physical relocation. It could simply mean energetically relocating. So maybe no longer being a part of a virtual group, or even being part of a group that you were in person, and cleansing yourself of that and removing yourself. There's some type of tie here that's being cut. Reshuffling of people here. A lot of energies too in your area, Libra. It's as if you're looking at, I'm hearing brighter waters, brighter futures. You're looking ahead. And I feel like that is providing the momentum. Excuse me, the screen went blank. That is providing the momentum for you to make this shift. Some of you, it's simply processing and really thinking through, how have these people or these communities supported me? It could be the relationships that are close to you or those that you are involved in regularly. Some of you, many of these relationships were not balanced, point blank. There were one too many people involved. Some of them were not reciprocal. A lot of inconsistencies that I'm sensing here. You're ending that. Okay, let's continue on and see what other messages the universe has for my Libras. Some of these cards were flying, flying like birds. We have transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. That's this energy, temperance. You've gone through, because it's a pivotal year now for Libras, especially if you have your Libra sign in your sun, moon, or rising or ascendant. But since the nodes, the lunar nodes are in Aries, Libra, it's a really pivotal year. So there's a lot of changes happening, especially since we had the eclipse on the 14th of October. Some Librans may have been affected. This is what's happening. The way that you are peopling, the way that you are doing your relationship is drastically changing. This isn't, oh, you know, I'm going to change from really not texting as much to talking. No, this is serious here where you're just cutting out. There's a lot of leaving out, cutting out, exiting relationships here, communities too. If it's a waste of your time, if it's not helping you move forward, if you're not aligned, you're out. Some of you have just been going in circles with folks and you're like, I'm ready. You're elevating. That's the thing. When you get ready to ascend, to elevate, and I heard this from a mentor earlier today. It was amazing. She used such a beautiful analogy because I tend to speak in analogies and metaphors and those types of examples. And she said, imagine you are parking at a shopping mall and you're parking at the garage, right? And you go into the elevator, you press the button and you ascend upward. What opens up? You're on the first floor and you're like, I see a bakery with cookies. Not really my thing. So you go up to the second floor and third. And you will find yourself feeling aligned and you get off that floor. But that means you're going to have to leave something behind because when you elevate, you can't bring everything with you. And some things just can't go with you. And also, too, things can't come to you at the ground floor in the garage. If you want to be able to enjoy your favorite Chinese restaurant on the 8th floor, it's not going to float down to you to the garage. You got to go up. So there's a major up-leveling happening here for Libras. Huge. That means you are going to, it's like shedding skin. Some of you are shedding big time. People in your life, structures, habits, ways of living and being, which is really, it changes you. Ever just change a mindset where you're like, you know what? I'm going to really step it up and work on my goals and get my shit together. And you may have people around you where they're not really doing that. What choices can you make? You either stay or you go. Either people are going to drag you down like weights, or you're going to go up and up level and ascend upward. I mentioned bird earlier. I kept seeing like birds. Okay, let's see what other messages the universe has for my Libras. What else do my Libras need to know? There's a seriousness here. You're getting just, all I'm getting is just serious. You're just like, I'm getting my shit together. This is it. No more doodling around. Not doesn't mean that you were before, but there's a really strong motivation, an inner drive. Ooh, they're like popping out. Okay, you got 4 cards. Okay, Libras, we got Leo, the lover. Some keywords associated with Leo: expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. We got Virgo, the alchemist. Keywords here: methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, curatorial, critical, nervous, and perfectionist. What else? Damn, Gemini, the butterfly. Lots coming out here. Keywords associated with your fellow air sign Gemini. curious, communicative, versatile, flexible, variety-seeking, social, collaborative, brilliant, perceptive, connected, vocal, adaptive, street smart, mobile, studious, superficial, restless, and fidgety. You got two mercurial ruled signs coming out here, both mutable or double-bodied, and you got one, Leo, which is a fixed or solid sign. You got fire, earth, and air. Finally, you have the 11th house, the edge. 11th house, 11th house keywords: friendship, group, creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, the future. So some of you may have your 11th house in Leo, Virgo, Gemini. You may have transits right now highlighting these or aspecting in any way. You may also have major placements in Leo, Virgo, Gemini. We just had the full moon in Gemini as well. You may be dealing with other energies like this. I mentioned it earlier, so I won't belabor it, but again, there's a strong focus here on people, connection, community. 11th house tends to deal with our networks, our connections, other people, looking to unite with others and start something like collaborative and advocacy or activism, like that type of venture or joint. Interesting, because I think Leo got Aquarius and you have Leo here. So if any of you have strong Leo placements, maybe it's among your top 3, sun, moon, or rising, that may have something in there for you too. But your connections, the people, they're changing hugely. These may be people you're connecting to as well. It could also be the energies you're embodying. There's something coming through about wanting to recreate the group that you're in so that it fits you like a puzzle. You know what's interesting? You've got the Four of Wands, which is generally in many tarot spreads denoted as the 1111 card of union. It could be spiritual union, but also union coming together, the divine feminine, divine masculine energies within or outside of you, coming together with others, platonic or romantic. And you have the 11 here. So for some, you may be seeing 1111. There's something significant there. This is also about a spiritual foundation, speaking to solidifying that strong spiritual connotation, especially with the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are connecting with the type of energies that you may have wanted to embody or imbue yourself. There's a lot of mental energy here, a lot of analytical, I'm getting a lot of like curiosity energy here. There's an expansion in general here. An overall like uplifting energy with people. I mean, I think every sign, you're going to get people that are very loquacious, that are very talkative, and others that are not. But these are among some of the most chatty signs. Perhaps you have Mercury in these signs. So there's something about coming together with people here that's being emphasized. And these may be people that are going to help you during this up-leveling journey. So be on the lookout. A lot of times when we start, this is what I believe, when we start getting people in our lives or interacting with people that especially have a particular sign that's emphasized. It could be whatever you intuitively connect with. Maybe you meet a Cancer sun or a Leo rising. Ask yourself, what am I being shown here? What is this person showing me or demonstrating to me that I could maybe embrace more or learn more? It's really interesting. It's happened to me. Sometimes I'll get clusters of Libras or Cancers or Geminis, and it's interesting what it is that you're learning. Okay, let's continue on to the awakened soul Oracle, what other messages does the universe have, please, for my Libras? I just felt a bunch of cards crashing down here. Oh my gosh, they're all coming out. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get through these. You got quite a few messages. Perhaps that speaks to the Gemini, the air quality, but also Virgo. There's just a lot of communication. A lot of communication happening here. We got rescue. There's a person. You see the hand. There's a hand here. You know what I'm getting? Some of you have learned the pattern that you've healed or have recently been, that has come into your awareness. So you're cognitive of trying to always do more for people than they do for you. It could be a rescuing element of, sometimes it dabbles into codependency, but I feel like this is where you're doing more. And I feel like this is a pattern that's being highlighted of not being able to help other people but yourself. It's like that lifeboat energy. You got to look out for yourself first, because you can't help other people or take responsibility for them. Let me rephrase that. You're not responsible for other people. You shouldn't take responsibility for their crap. Guidance and helping others is one thing, but there's a limit too that I feel is being shown. You got quite a few cards. Bear with me. We have gratitude. Gratitude is being emphasized here through a lot of the transformations. Something that can also help, especially when you're shifting and a lot of things are changing, is gratitude and really acknowledging and expressing your things for what it is that you appreciate in your life and what you would also like more of. I've been getting this strong message of focus on what you want to attract, not what you don't. Because when you focus on what you don't want, you see more of it, which seems so contrary, right? Next card, leadership. I feel like some of these folks coming in, Leo, Gemini, Virgo, 11th house, they're going to help you in some capacity here. These could be potential collaborators, it could be business, they could be friends, people you can support on, teachers, guides. There's something about where you're going to be seen. You can meet them at some type of leadership event, conference, training, workshop. It could be, what's that talking thing? Toastmasters, where people practice or public speaking. There's a visibility here. We got trust. I feel like this goes with transformation, because there's a transformative property here with the caterpillar in the cocoon and transforming into a butterfly. Things are changing. They may also be uncomfortable. I always get like trying a new pair of jeans. Ever find a pair of jeans or pants that you really love and you go back and they no longer have it, or they have sold out, or they, discontinue it, and you're like, shit, back to square one. There's a level of discomfort there because now you have to look for something else or try on another pair of pants, and you're like, these don't feel quite right. You're being stretched in some way during this time. Some of you may find periods of solace in solitude or by yourself and realize that this is an in-between stage. It's like that in-between energy right now with this transformation. We have a sanctuary. I feel like this speaks to finding home with yourself. Many Librans during December, I feel like, again, I won't repeat it, but the energy is strongly focused, is about focusing on you, on your likes, your dislikes. It's like almost rediscovering yourself in a new way. When you've really, you can say glowed up, but when you've really elevated in your journey, and this is always just about you in comparison to you, no one else. It doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. When you've learned so much and you just take a minute to allow that to integrate into rest, it's absolutely amazing to realize how far you've come, how much you've grown over the last year. Just think of this point last year, December 2022, and now December 2023. Some of you are finding home, connection within yourself as much as in your environment surrounding you. Some of you are moving to a new place or considering, like thinking about what would my next place, what would I like it to look like, where would I like it to look like. You got forgiveness. You got gratitude, rescue, forgiveness. I feel like this speaks of yourself, but also towards others. I feel like this more has to do with yourself, Libra. Forgiveness. Libra, I feel like this card signifies forgive yourself. There's something about what sets you free. Something is setting you free. I feel like some of you, especially with I'm getting King of Swords energy. There's, again, cutting out energy that's coming through. There's an energy here of forgiving yourself for things that didn't go in the way that you anticipated, especially with people, especially with relationships, because I feel like you've had to let go of some people and also maybe goals, dreams attached to that didn't work out in the way that you want. So there's a release here happening when you can acknowledge that you were responding to what was happening. I feel like there's a lot of intuitive nudging and guiding that has been happening for Libras. There's a sense of being set free here. Okay, we got family. Look, and we've got pregnancy here. Strong, again, focus on your reading on connections, community, family, blood or not blood. Doesn't matter. There's a real focus on Librans in December of really asking yourself, who's there for me? Who supports me? Who am I ready to let go if I haven't already? What am I cleaning out? Who makes me feel good? And what do I really desire in all my relationships? Think about that. What type of person do I want in my work, professional relationship? What about friendships? What about a partner, if you're looking for a partner, romantic partner, right? Or if you're wanting to change that dynamic in a certain way, what does that look like? There's a strong focus here on clarity around that. We have release, and finally we have surrender. Look at that. 2 cards. There's a lot of letting go here. I feel like some of you may have tried to control certain relationships in your life and even certain situations that involved other people, and it didn't go in the way that you wanted to. It's really sucks, right? When you have something that you thought would go a certain way and it didn't. And the more you hold on to it, the more grief it causes, right? The more it's like, I'm holding on to this and I'm not letting go. Ever see that with children? They hold on and finally they either get tired and they let go and then they cry, or you have to remove something from them. There's a sense of, again, a lot of letting go, freedom, releasing. Perhaps through this time with yourself, you're going to find that. There's like an inertia coming out. It's like that releasing a breath. Maybe the Gemini and Virgo cards you got were a precursor because you got a shit ton of messages, Libras. I feel like you are going to get just as much in December. So stay tuned to the people coming into your life, people exiting. Because when people exit, ask yourself, what happened? Not to judge yourself, but ask yourself, okay, what did I learn here? What happened? Did I leave? Did I make the decision? Or did they say something? And ask yourself what you learned, because you're going to see common themes. Okay, let's get a final Archangel Michael message, and then we're going to get final advice. Okay, making sure I pulled from all the oracles. Can we get messages, please, from Archangel Michael? Okay. We have 21, which reduces to a 3. Open up to your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. I just said that before about messages. You got 2 hummingbirds here. Pay attention. I feel like people, and you got a lot of birds here. Butterflies, winged creatures, elephants. I feel especially during this time in December, where many Librans, I feel, are going to retract and work on themselves and really go forward. Like a car zooming, it's going to be you in the driver's seat and no one else. I'm saying that metaphorically. We finally have 6. Be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Look at this. You know, when you're up leveling, a lot of times spiritual gifts will be coming in. I did a video recently, maybe like last month, about that. And that's an amplification and an ascension in your own journey. And a lot of times it starts to shift things. I'll just say the best way to describe it and what I get is like a computer software. And sometimes the things and people around you and whatever is in your life, it just doesn't fit anymore. It's like the pair of pants analogy that I used. Some of you have changed so much. And I referenced this earlier with the temperance card. You're recognizing who is allowed to have access to you and who isn't. And many of you are waking up to that. You're honoring yourself. Strong connection here. This reading is strongly focused on realizing who you are as an individual and within and with other connections, with other interpersonal relationships. Wow. Okay, can we get a final advice for my Libras, please? Thank you. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. Let the shit go. Yep. Don't let anyone block you from achieving your goals, your success, your dreams. We've got 4 of Pentacles and the Empress. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself. More importantly, this speaks to your spiritual, emotional, and physical foundation. 4s very much speak to that. And I feel like in December, that's what you're coming back to. Again, I feel like there's a gate, like I mentioned earlier. Many Librans are very cautious of who they allow into their bubble or will be allowing into their bubble. There's a cleaning up energy. It's like, I need to see your ticket before you're coming in. Otherwise, you're not coming in. There's a whole replenishing energy here of really up-leveling, taking care of yourself, eliminating what doesn't contribute to that. Because of these gifts and this spiritual growth that you've experienced, and it's continuous, it's just changed who you are. As a result, some things have to fall away. This is a really beautiful energy. I feel like so much is coming. You already saw. This is one of my longer readings that I've done for a sign. You just got a crap ton of messages. There's a lot coming. You see they have their eyes closed, and it's almost like they're guarding themselves like this. It's about protecting yourself and being very discerning, Libras. Using like your sniffer. You know how dogs sniff? I feel like this speaks very much to boundaries and who has access to you and who doesn't. Because this is something Librans are waking up in December too. And you're realizing who you truly are. Because some of you have been there for others and other people are going to realize it's too late. My Librans, I hope this reading has helped. Comment down below. Let me know if this resonates. I would truly appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It really helps my channel as it grows. If this resonates and you'd like to continue keeping an eye out, feel free to, hit the little bell if you'd like to be notified of future readings and other videos that I do around astrology, spirituality, and I do live streams. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you an amazing December ahead. I'll see you soon. Take care.